Hey folks, this is B Junior from Endurance Productions channel. Just going to do a little bit of a movie reviewage for you today. Going to review some comedy for you today for a change. The movie on the docket for today is Used Cars, with Kurt Russell in the lead role there, an early film by Robert Zemeckis. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this film isn't my favorite comedy by far. It's not the best comedy out there, I'll go ahead and tell you. It's not even in my top 5 comedies of all time. This movie's kind of like a revolving door to me. It's kind of like a comedy that just keeps coming back out of my collection. I can't seem to get rid of it. It's just one of those that I watched in my younger years, and it's just kind of stuck with me along the way. Finally acquired it on DVD recently for cheap, and man, it was just like taking a little step back in time. Not trying to be trapped in the past or anything, but it's just a good one that has good moments in it. It's just got good little certain comedic moments in the movie that just I can't help but laugh at every time I see it. I mean, it usually pops out of the collection at me. It jumps out about once a year, and I like to get it out, and I like to take in a viewing just to kind of veg out with some. It's not really like a dark comedy or dark humor, but it's right there on the edge. It has certain moments where you're kind of like, oh, gosh, that's funny, but man, should I be laughing at that? I don't know. But as I said before, it stars Kurt Russell in the lead role there. And let me just take a moment and say, you know, that's one of the reasons why I like Kurt Russell so much as an actor. He's such a he's old school Disney trained. He's been acting since he was a child. He even acted alongside Elvis in an Elvis movie. I mean, he's been around the block. He's acted beside a lot of the other celebrities out there, and he's had a great career. I don't think he's ever won an Academy Award, and I can't figure out for the reason why, because Kurt Russell can play comedy, he can play science fiction, horror, action, you name it. This guy is a very versatile actor. He can do just about anything. This is an early role for him, and I believe this movie came out round about circa 1980, 1981, before he got on the Escape from New York and some other films that he did later. Little rundown on the story. It's it's a straightforward story. It's just you can't take it very seriously, so bear with me on this. It's about it's centered around two twin old school brothers that are they're both used car salesmen, but they go about selling the cars in two different fashions. One is more of an honest salesman, semi-honest salesman, I should say, and the other one is just a cheap crook and just hates everybody basically. One has a heart of gold, and the other one's just a mean person. Kurt Russell works for the one that's kind of a heart of gold, semi-honest used car salesman, but Kurt Russell has his own views about his own future. He wants to run for U.S. Senate, so he's honing his skills about lying to people and becoming a politician by way of using used car sales as a way to train himself, basically is how I can explain it. Comedy ensues because the twin brother that owns the car lot where Kurt Russell works is basically, I'll just say he dies, and they kind of fake his death so that they can keep the car lot going, and all kinds of comedy ensues. The best moments, the highlight moments from this is where they're trying to steal airtime for commercials from the major TV networks, and it kind of takes you back a little bit if you're from my era, my generation, because this is all pre-cable. This is all when you only had about a handful of channels on TV, and the TVs, usually the TV stations would actually turn off at night. I mean, I don't know if anybody can remember that, but usually around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, the American flag would come up, the anthem would play, and then you didn't have TV again until the morning time. But so it's a big deal about getting on prime time is my point. In this movie, they show that, and where they're trying to steal airtime, and the two technicians, if you want to call them that, are Lenny and Squiggy, the guys that Michael McKean and the other guy that played on the Laverne and Shirley show, which was popular or winding down around the same time period. They're a hoot because they're these tech nerds that are just way ahead of their time, and they're trying to steal airtime. They one of the main funny highlights from the movie is where they steal airtime from the President Carter, and that shows you how old this movie is. President Carter's presidential address, where they're trying to do their. The way they do it, they play all these little characters on the little fun. They're like the epitome of old school used car antic commercials. I mean, they used to actually, not quite this far out, but they used to have some really far out local commercials on local stations for local businesses and car lots, you name it. But it's just the way they go about it. They actually go across the street to the Bad Brothers car lot and use his car lot as a commercial backdrop where they blow up the cars saying that the prices are too high and they shoot through the windshields with shotguns. And I don't know, it's just a raucous comedy and you can't take it that seriously. So if you're looking for something that's right on the edge of dark comedy, you probably want to check it out. This DVD version I have, I don't really know, it's got some special features on it, but it's not a full-on special edition or anything. It's been digitally remastered with audio and an anamorphic widescreen. It has an audio commentary by the director Robert Zemeckis, Kurt Russell, and Bob Gale. I haven't listened to that yet because I'm not really too big into audio commentaries. It has some funny outtakes from back then, and it's funny how they've actually been able to save these outtakes from the old school film vaults there. It's got the radio and TV promotional materials, bonus trailers, talent files, production notes, all those little extras there. Vintage advertising gallery, which is pretty cool if you want to step back in time a little bit. Overall, guys, for $5, it wasn't too bad of a purchase. I actually bought this at a FYE music and movie store. They were just getting rid of all of them, so I thought, man, it needs to come home with me. Guys, if you're just looking to veg out a little bit with some comedy, not take things too seriously, you need a good laugh, a good cheap laugh, except none other than Used Cars with Kurt Russell in the lead role, you won't be sorry. That's just my opinion. Draw your own conclusions. You know, Netflix it. You know, you don't have to just go right out and buy it. Netflix it. See if you like it. It's like a good pair of shoes. Try them on. See if you like them. Go from there. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time.